You're listening to Your Purpose and Business podcast, where we connect you to possibilities. I'm your host, Raquel Walters, a two-time best-selling author, millennial speaker, corporate trainer, advocate, and clinical social worker at heart. Your Purpose and Business podcast will connect you with everyday successful people who will share their impactful stories, insights, challenges, failures, and triumphs on how they're navigating the working world, whether by climbing the 9 to 5 corporate ladder or starting, growing, and scaling their business. So grab your pen and notebook because you'll want to implement the nuggets and tools, strategies shared in every episode. Class is in session. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Your Purpose and Business podcast. And I'm here with Kaseka Daley, who is the founder of Iconic Travel and Events, Route 218 Tours, as well as Icon Tech Developments. Prior to devoting herself to entrepreneurship, Kaseka worked directly in the hotel industry for 2 years. She's a holder of two degrees and is in pursuit of her third. She is a strong believer in education and its importance in her personal and professional development. It is against this background that she dedicates her free time to training individuals in the field of customer service, sales, and tourism. In addition to entrepreneurship, she is passionate about her role as a nation builder and contributes through her charity Iconic Travel and Events Foundation. Miss Daley, welcome to Your Purpose and Business podcast. I'm very honored to have you on here. And I just can't wait for you to share your experience and the nuggets with the audience today.
Thank you very much for having me, Raquel. I'm humbled that you thought of me. And good evening or whatever time it is to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit. I know your bio has a lot. You've accomplished so much. You have three businesses and also is working on your third degree. That's correct, right?
Yes, currently I'm in my final year of civil engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so prior to that, I did architecture and construction technology, which was a big jump from the hospitality and tourism management that I did first.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is huge. But let's just table your successes for a while and like your accolades and your credentials. Like if someone were to say to you, like, tell me something that I don't know about you as far as your accomplishments. I mean, what would you say to them?
Well, what would I say to them? Well, what I don't normally put out, which I think is something, which I know is something that I should do, is that iconic travel and events, even though it is our eighth year, we're coming up on our eighth year. Um, we are known as one of the top producers in Jamaica, right? So we're top producers. So most of these hotels that are in Jamaica, and that's something I don't really publish, maybe because I'm too humble. But yeah, I think that would be it. Apart from that, where my accomplishments is concerned, I think it's out there. I
Yeah.
think people know what I've been doing. I try my best, even though I'm very private, to keep people in the loop because they are responsible for my success. So I feel compelled to let them know that, your girl is growing and thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing, and for a lot of our audience, Kaseka is based out of Jamaica, and she is in the tourism industry. So iconic travel and events is huge as far as booking service. I'm gonna just let you speak a little bit about iconic travel,
You
just
know
to
what?
the audience a
I
little
am
bit.
happy. I am happy that you're gonna go into it because I was enjoying you talking about it. Actually, I listen to people speak on the company because it speaks volume, right?
Yes.
So Iconic Travel and Events, we are a travel agent plus a event planning company, right? So we sell hotel vacation packages. We do land tours. We also plan conferences, retreats, and one of our core function these days is our sister company, which is Route 218 Tours. That is a destination management company, right? So you can get your weddings done by us. You can get your birthday function done by us. So while Route 218 tours at different companies also an extension of Iconic Travel and Events. We have
Mhm.
been around for 8 years, and basically, if you look at our reviews, you have seen where we have been committed to quality service, we have been committed to the people, and that has actually propelled us to be at the pinnacle of one of those travel agents at the pinnacle of tourism in Jamaica.
Yeah, that's really amazing, and I can see where the route tours come into play with, traveling
Yeah,
to, like, to explore the island, and to transport tourists, not only from the airport but also to different areas to meet with the locals, to buy,
that is
yeah,
correct.
to experience
And
Jamaica.
with Route 218 tours and Iconic Travel and Events, it makes us a complete tourism product.
Right.
Right, so we can offer you every single thing that a travel agency and a tour operator can do. And let me add to is that we have one of my proudest moments, right, is when we announce our affiliate program. That's
Mm-hmm.
where persons who have the 9 to 5 can basically work on their own and they can earn commission from it. And we'll be relaunching in a couple of weeks, right? And that's going to be amazing. It's one of the things that I've been working on for a couple of years, and it's coming to fruition. So we're looking forward to that.
That is amazing, especially for our 9 to 5ers who are wanting to dabble in business but not exactly sure what to do, and have tourism and travel at their heart, or the center of their entire being.
That is
They're
correct.
passionate about it, so they can definitely join on to become a ambassador for your company, and also get paid as a result of referring people to your business. So that's amazing, and I can't wait for that to launch, so that more people can learn more about it and sign on right away. So with that being said, let me dive into a few questions for you, because a lot of our listeners are millennials, and either they're working 9 to 5 or they have their business, and they're trying to pivot into working in their business full time, as you are, and you have 3 businesses under your belt. So the question I would pose to you, Kasika, is what drives you on a daily basis, you know?
I am self-motivated, right? I'm self-motivated. I don't need much to drive me. Basically, I pull from things that are around me. I've always loved business. Since going to high school, I knew this was what I wanted because at the age of 14, I used to try and come up with business ideas, right? So it is something that is innate, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, and I think that is what naturally drives me because this is what I love. I love the whole starting up, the hustle and the bustle and the challenges and the victories and everything that comes with starting up and developing a business. Plus, when you look at the commitment of my team, it's hard to lose motivation. It's hard to lose motivation because you have persons that are working for you and they're so committed to the job that they go above and beyond. And because of that, you want to repay them. You want the company to grow so that they can grow as well. So and likewise, my family. My
Mhm.
family motivates me a lot. But as I said, any and every little thing, I see things and I said, oh yes, I need to move forward. So there's not really that grand desire or say something as major to happen to me for me to get motivation. Today somebody sent me a message. I said, oh my God, I see you. I see that you're going. And based on the character of the person, I know that it's genuine.
Mhm.
And my response was, I'm humbled and further motivated. Right. So it's some stuff simple like that will keep me going on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
That's
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 it.
definitely that's definitely amazing. I wanted to peel back a little bit of some of the things that you said, because I always want to start from the beginning, and I hope that you don't mind me going there a little bit,
Well, that's fine.
especially when there's somebody listening to you, and they're amazed by your story and all of your accomplishments, and they're wanting to do the same thing, whether something similar or, as far as getting business ideas and business structures or techniques, and sort of that know-how or that roadmap on how it is that you were able to navigate the business world and pretty much grow your business. What would you say to that person, as far as them wanting to start out? What would be probably the first 2 to 3 things that you would say to somebody that is wanting to start a business but not necessarily knowing how to go about doing it?
One, start a business for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this because a lot of people go into business just to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a downfall because they forget all the important elements that comes with it, like the client care and all of that, right? So start doing business for the right reason. Um, my second is the customer is the most important thing in your business,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you never compromise on the customer experience. So for me, when I started out, I didn't start out with any capital,
Mm.
right? I understood from the get-go that customers can drive your business. So without any money, I set out and I started convincing people to go on vacation, to go on vacations. And then what I would do is that I would give back for referrals,
Mm.
right? And then what it did was that I saw persons basically was just referring the company, and word of mouth spiral the business, right? So I didn't have to worry about growth because the business was constantly growing because person was referring. And then the customer service that
Mm-hmm.
I was given, right? Persons were always coming back. So I can honestly tell you that my client base that I had from the beginning, I have majority of those same way because those persons have grown to understand that whenever they travel with Iconic Travel, even Route 1A tours, that they're always going to be cared for, that they're going to come first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that you must understand, that if it is that your clients are happy, you will get the revenue.
The revenue. I love that.
Right?
I love that. And just to scale or peel that onion a little bit further, as it relates to what it is that somebody is interested in doing or their passion, so to speak. A lot of people throw around that word passion. What is my passion? What it is that I'm meant to do in this world? Have you found your passion and your purpose in life as yet?
Well, you did ask me for three, right? And
Yeah.
I gave you two.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give you my third one so that we can jump. Then we can jump into that passion
Oh,
one because
sure.
you know what, I have a kind of different perspective on passion. All right. So my third one is take care of your employees.
Huge.
Employees are important, right? They, while you can fire and you can always hire, they are not disposable. Care for them. And if you take care of your employees, they're going to take care of your customers, right? So pay your employees, ensure that you ask yourself, are they able to be comfortable, right? Are they able to pay the rent? Are they able to have food? Or can they take care of their family? Do they have enough time to spend with their family? Ask yourself these questions, and if you're satisfied with your answer, then you know that your team is important. Ask your team the feedback as well. It is ridiculously important for you to take care of your employees, so because if you do that, they will take care of your customers. If your customers are okay, right, and happy, they will bring you that profit. So
Mm-hmm.
you see, those three basically tie together,
Right.
right?
Right.
um Now, as it relates to passion, I I want to say there are things that I do that I love. For instance, like entrepreneurship. And maybe I can add that one of my passion is anime, watching anime too, but I don't
Uh-huh.
think that's what you want to know,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is, the truth is, I don't want to know that there is one thing that I'm really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want life to be like that. I want to have like multiple things that I am excited about, that I'm pursuing, that I'm doing at all times,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for instance, if you see I'm doing hotel vacation packages. I'm doing construction from icon tech development,
Mhm.
right? And I don't want to stop there. So I don't want to say that, okay, I can't tell you that I found my passion. I
Mhm.
found things that I've loved, right? And I hope that I never get to the point where it's just one thing, just one set thing that I love, that I love. I really don't want to get to that point ever.
Right, right. And I love your answer. You know why? Because as human beings, we're multifaceted, and we have different interests. And sometimes, especially, I don't know for you, but growing up in society when I was younger, like it's like I was always told, you go to school, you pick a career, and you work in that career until you retire,
That's ex-
and that's it. And
Believe me, I tell kids all the time, this is the only time I'm going to tell you not to listen to your
right.
parents, right? Because they're going to tell you that, oh, you have to know what you want to do. And I love children that don't know specifically what they want to do.
Right.
But what I'll say to them is this: try something first.
Mhm.
Because life isn't set in stone that you have to go to school and then become a doctor. No, if you go to school and you decide that, okay, I want to become a doctor, 2 years on the line, you don't want to be a doctor, go be an engineer,
Mhm.
right? Go start a business, do whatever. You don't have to confine yourself to any one profession,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to confine yourself to any one thing in life. Just be free. People are in pursuit of happiness. I am in pursuit of freedom to be whatever I want to be, to do whatever I want to do within the whole limitations of what is right from what is wrong. You
Right.
understand? And
Yeah.
yeah, so I love people who tell me, children who tell me, like, you know what, I'm not sure. That's because I know that they want to do multiple things, and I can reach them and tell them, you can be whatever or many different professional that you want to be. Go after. Just start with something.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
start with something.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you said that, you're in pursuit of a freedom and whatever it is that you want to do, that happiness pursuit, and you're not only just confined to one thing. And I love that because I feel like we need more people like you to spread that message and awareness, especially to younger people. And not only to younger people, because as you may or may not know, we know people, and we probably have people within our network that are stuck in a particular job and not necessarily feeling happy about it, but they are complacent because it's a guaranteed paycheck. But then they have other passions or other interests, and will never or feel that
That's
fear
true.
of trying to reach out of their comfort zone and try on new things. So it's never really too late to really dibble and dabble in things, because you never know, it may just might be that thing that's going to allow you to pivot into working in your purpose, if you want to call it that, or financially more comfortable, or even
That's true.
yeah, make you more happier as far as your
Mm.
your lifestyle and your wellness, your overall
And
wellness.
then the thing is this: who says you have to let go of one thing in order to be
Exactly.
something else?
Exactly.
Right? I believe in multiple streams of income.
Right, me too.
Right?
Yes.
So if you are a doctor and you feel that practicing, you would rather do sales. I mean, okay, set up a hospital, or what they call it, set up a doctor's office, hire
Mhm.
somebody who is comfortable to just sit and work with patients while you go ahead and pursue sales,
Right.
right? So you can use whatever. I don't believe that if you gain a knowledge, you should throw it away.
Right.
So whatever I gain, I try to set up business out of it, and then I move on to something else, right? I knew from the beginning that when I started looking outside of Iconic, that I was no longer the best person for the business. And people always ask me, why would you say that you're always the best person for the business? And I'm like, no, because it became, when I reached a point where I was no longer interested in paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
I love the whole fact that everybody was happy and was praising Iconic Travel. But at the end of the day, I had reached a point with the business where the business was running smoothly and it was no longer challenging me.
Uh-huh.
And then I said to myself, you know what? You're no longer the best person for the business. So I started looking for persons who didn't mind doing paperwork, who
Mm-hmm.
didn't mind doing the repetitious job,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and I went out and I explored and I found something else that challenged me and excite me. So you don't have to give up the things. You don't have to worry about, okay, but I went to school for 5 years to do business, and then you know what, to give it up now. No, you don't have to give it up. Find a way to turn that into income and find something that you like, that interests you, that is going to keep you motivated, that's going to keep you happy, because at the end of the day, that happiness is more important.
That's a word right there, and I hope that you guys remember I said that class is in session. I hope that you guys are taking down all these gems, because these are true life experiences, and you're hearing it from Miss Daly of Iconic Travel. So I just wanted to, switch gears a little bit, and for those who are saying, okay, you know you've accomplished a lot and you have all these businesses and these many successes, but tell me a little bit about your pitfalls. Like, tell us a little bit about your challenges, and how you have risen up beyond those challenges in keeping on that path to achieving your goals. So let us in a little bit, if you may, Kaseka, on you know a few challenges that you think is significant to share with our audience.
All right. This one is pretty difficult because I really didn't have much, right? And I am not downplaying it,
Yes.
right? Because the thing is while I was growing up, and I'll always repeat it, my mother always said, make the right decision. Life is not about make having challenges, or life is what she said, life is not about making mistakes and having a big comeback.
Mm.
So from from going to basic school up to high school, I was on a path of making the right decision, right? And then when I left my work to start Iconic Traveler, I think one of the challenge I had was a personal one,
Mm.
where I believe so much in multiple streams of income. I wanted to do Iconic on the side. I
Mm.
wanted to do Iconic on the side. So I was looking jobs, I was doing that, and I wasn't. And I think the moment that I finally decided to do Iconic was after I had, on my way to a job interview, I had like this major accident. And in my head, I was like, crap, if God is willing to go this far, because every time I was supposed to go to an interview, something major happened. And
Happen.
the car accident was like, that's when I snap. I'm like, okay, 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 I hear you, right?
Wow.
So that was one of my major challenge, was getting over the whole concept of having multiple streams of income and just sitting down and dedicate myself to Iconic. And that in itself was a challenge for probably a good 1 year into the business,
Yes.
because I was so antsy.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Why not? Because this was, oh, I've always calculated stuff mathematically,
Yes.
right? So I would look at it and say, okay, so I'm earning $2 now with Iconic, right? If it is that, I go and work for somebody based on what I was worth at the time, I could earn like $5, and then I would earn probably $75 from Iconic, so it becomes $5.75. So
Yes.
it's no longer just $2, and I would be always calculating stuff like that in my head. I always put a mathematical calculations to stuff,
Yes.
which would explain why I'm so logical and why I didn't have much challenges growing up with
Yes.
Iconic, right? And then one other thing is that I made the right decision in focusing on my clients, and I listen. I take every single review, as long as it's not coming from a place of malicious intent,
Mm-hmm.
right? I listen. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was not the one to rush to persons for advice or business, because I understand that your climate might have been different from what my climate is, and what you have been through might be a different, a different professional atmosphere, right? So I listened to my clients. I would ask everybody, how was the hotel? How was the experience with Iconic? Is there anything I can do to make it the experience better? So a person got so comfortable that they would say to me, say, okay, Kasika, you know what? This could have been better. And when the person said that, then I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? That's right.
Mm.
And so I would tweak stuff. And then every year, what I did was that I was committed to developing the business. So I reinvested a lot of money every single year. If you track back our record, you'll find that I do some major development to Iconic Travel, which
Mm-hmm.
right now, if you go on our site, you see coming soon. And this is because Mobile Edge team is currently working on a relaunching Iconic and the affiliate program, which will also have the Iconic Training Institute, because we're not just giving affiliates a platform
Uh-huh.
to earn money, but we'll also be training them as well in the travel agency industry and everything. So there's always a commitment to developing the product,
And
because
to
I believe
mm-hmm.
if persons are investing in you, then you need to show them that you know what, I respect it, I'm humbled by it, and I'm committed to developing myself. So those are the things that prevented a lot of business challenges for me, as
Yeah.
well as I was committed to learning.
Yeah.
I can tell anybody without any fear that I am a nerd. Right? No, seriously, I sit up every single night before I go to my bed, because I mainly get like, I'm not going to tell anybody to do this, but I get like 4 to 5 hours sleep maximum per night,
Yeah.
right? So I will sit up and I'll read. I'll see what is happening. I pick my competition. I pick
Mm-hmm.
my competition. So, for instance, I can tell you that from the onset, nobody in Jamaica was my competition,
Mm.
right? I pick some large tour operators that I'm like, this is what I want to, this is who I want to be like, right? And I
Yeah.
would study them, and then I would go and I would try and learn the fundamentals, because believe me, I tell my team this all the time. If you don't study, if you are not committed to learning,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you don't know.
Very
And
true.
you will be there thinking that, yes, I am growing, I'm growing, yes, I'm getting it. But then you don't know that you could be better because you haven't studied what is
Mm-hmm.
happening around you. So I've been committed to studying, right? So
Right.
I'm a proper nerd. So I will look at trends, I will see things, and I'll say, okay, then this is what I want to do. So I'll pick out and I'll follow. And then, you know what? It just worked. It just worked. I'm not telling everybody that it's going to be that easy, but what I'm telling you is that the core of developing a business that is not going to give you a lot of challenges
Mm-hmm.
is listening to your clients, right? Because if you listen to your client, you can't go wrong, right? Um, studying studying your work environment. Look at what has been done, look at what the trends are, and then you pick what works for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you just go with it and trust the process.
Right.
Trust and put faith in, because believe me, no, Raquel, you can't have more faith in me than I have.
Right.
I can tell you, you can have more faith in me than I have. So I trust myself all the times to make the right decision. And if it is that I am going down the road and I see where, okay, then, you know what, this might not look like the right decision. I'm like, Kaseka, trust yourself. You know you made the right decision. Trust yourself. It will work out. And that has worked for me.
Wow, that's just amazing in a nutshell, because you've just given us so many different ways, step strategies, and things that
Mhm.
has worked for you, that has supported you in your business ventures and your successes. And you said something that is important. A lot of us are not taking the time out to study our quote unquote competition, to look what other people are doing that's in similar markets that we are in, to learn from them and to continuously innovate and change, because life is all about change, and just the same thing as business as well. And you said
That
something
is
very
correct.
important: listening to your customers. Feedback is important, because with
Hmm.
the feedback, then you will not know what it is that you need to be changing or working on. So
Yes.
it is very, the information that you've given right now is very valuable, especially for people who are working in their business and trying to figure out how it is that I'm going to grow and scale, and you just gave them the recipe right there.
Believe me, you have to have feedback. You
Yeah.
must. And it doesn't matter how somebody gives you the feedback, because sometimes people will be rude with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you must be conscious and humble enough to say, okay, then, all right, they could have said it differently, but are they right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they wrong? Right? And I think that's one of my greatest strengths, because I'm so confident in myself that it doesn't matter how you say something to me, right? I will sit and I'll look at it and I'm say, okay, then you know what? Hmm, said the person right.
Mm-hmm.
The person is right, right? And then I just blow it off.
Right.
I just blow off how the person brought the message across, and I took the important lesson
Yes.
from it.
Right, right. And that speaks to your humility as well, because a lot of people are not humble enough to put aside their emotions and to seep through what's going to be working for them and what they can use that's valuable out of that feedback, regardless of how it was
Y-
delivered. So that shows growth, and that shows strong awareness, and definitely a clear understanding of separating the emotions from the business side of things. So that's impressive. That's amazing
So
right there. Yeah. So tell us, you
the
know
only time
go ahead, Kasika.
no, a lot of people are mix being passionate with being emotional,
Mm-hmm.
right? And sometimes you can't really separate the two, but you have to be really logical with business. You have to be really logical with business. Sometimes it will get you to the point where you want to throw away logics and you feel emotional, because especially when it is all you have,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the end of the day, logics must prevail where business is concerned, because if you get too emotional with business, you're not going to make the right decision at all times,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, if you need to go in at your corner, oh, I forget that you I was going on Jamaican just now.
No, it's
if
fine.
you need if you need to get in a corner and cry it out, if you need to watch some anime, for me it's anime. When I get to that point, I step away and I watch to anime, and then I get back to it. So I never allow things to pull me in where I get too emotional and forget logics, right? So we have to get to that point where you find something that can pull you away, so you always remain logical with business, because that is also the key to success, being able to separate your emotions from decisions that you need to make.
Right, right. I love it. I love it. And you just gave us some ways in which we can continuously focus on our goals, especially in the area of business, and managing our emotions and logically looking at things from a logical perspective. Because, as you said, logic always should prevail. So that makes sense. So tell us a little bit more of what do you have upcoming. I know you spoke about the affiliate program that's coming up. Is there anything else that in your businesses that's coming up that you would want us to know about?
Well, I think that is a bigger turnaround at this moment. Well, what we're moving forward to is that previously, when you go on the Iconic website, you'll see the rates, and then you can book on the site, but it wasn't real time. But what is upcoming is that you'll be able to book on the website, just as similarly to how you go on Expedia or
Mm-hmm.
Booking.com,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you'll have that experience where everything is pulled real time, so you don't need an agent to assist you, but we will always have an agent to assist you.
Yeah.
So that's for anyone who
Personal
feels as
touch.
if they need that human interaction. We'll always have agents that will assist you. That is something that I'll never take away from Iconic. But we also want to give the millennials who love to go on the phone and to book something right then and there the opportunity to do that, and we'll be coming on board with that. We had it before, but we had some challenges. But this time, we'll be doing where you have a real-time booking. You also have, so you'll have your vacation package, you'll have your tour, and you'll have your flights. And remember, we are not just booking for Jamaica. You
Yes.
can book worldwide with
Wide.
Iconic Travel and Events. But the core of it is something, as I said, the affiliate program that I've been working and I've been thinking about from the beginning of the business. Because I mentioned it, that's what propelled Iconic, because we didn't start out with any form of income so that or capital so that we could invest in marketing. But we had persons who were continuously marketing the product for us, and some persons who did it because they could get a commission. So now what we're offering persons the opportunity to own your own business, because what happened is that, Raquel, when they go on the site and they sign up to be an agent, they get their own website,
Mm.
right? And
Okay.
you don't have to network or to earn money. Get your own website, you do your own markup, it's your business,
Your business, right?
right? And that's, as I said to you, it's my thank you that I've been working at for years, and it's now
Yes.
finally coming out fruition. So you see, the thing is this, Raquel, and it's something that I say to people, to young entrepreneurs all the time. um some things take time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And not because it's not done in the original time that you thought it would have been completed, doesn't mean that you're failed, right? Nowadays we're too easy to call things a failure,
Right.
right? It's like you're going down the road, but somehow you got stopped by somebody. But it's not that you're not no longer on your path to going down the road,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
So
very
you
true.
don't need to say because you have been stopped by somebody that no, we can't go down the road again, or it's too late or something. No, continue on your path,
Yeah.
right? So
It's
it
just a
took
little
me a while.
detour. Yes, it's just a
Exactly.
detour. Yeah.
It took me a while, but we have stayed on the path, and I've always kept it in the back of my head. So okay, this is my thank you. This is my thank you. This is something that must be done, right? I know after basically 8 years,
Yeah.
it will be done in
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
It
Amen.
will. It will. And it's so great hearing this from you, because what you're providing people is job opportunities. You're providing them with a startup business, a business in a box, so to speak, because they'll be having their own website, personalized link website, running their own business. But of course, being ambassadors and partners, independent contractors with
Yes,
Travel.
yes.
So
And then
that's huge.
and the key to it is that I'm not leaving you alone. So
Right.
what I've developed is a full course, and I can tell you, part of my background is that I was instrumental in the startup of Jewel Reservations Department. So I started up that reservation department from scratch, and I've implemented all that I've learned from working at Hilton, from Jewel Resort. So you can take the course and you can literally go and work as a reservations manager, because I'm not holding any information back.
Mhm.
I'm giving everybody the opportunity to learn what I have learned over the years, and you can capitalize on it. So I'm not just giving you a site and say, okay, leave it. That's it. You get the site and then set you up, because you don't know what is it that you really need to know. Then you're gonna book it so many times,
Right.
right? So I'm giving you the know-how plus the tools.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing. And lastly, is there anything else that you would like to share with us, as far as how the audience can get in contact with any one of your businesses? You can feel free to give us your websites and your contact information here, and if there's anything else that you would like to share with us.
All right, so for Iconic Travel, the website is www.iconictravelja.com. For Route 18 Tours, it's www.route18tours.com. And for iContact Development, it's iContactDevelopments.com. iContact Development is construction company. However, at this moment, we're only doing our own construction. So we're doing our developments at this time, which is why I didn't delve much into it, because we're not doing as much as we have engineers and architects and all that on the team. We're
Yeah.
not outsourcing at this moment for jobs. At this moment, we're developing our own projects, right? So hit us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/iconicja, or you can look for us on Instagram. It's at iconic travel, no, iconic_travel_ja, or Route 218 Tours, right? And we also have our events page, which is Iconic Events JA, right? So you can find us on all those different social networks. But
Yes.
likewise, you can also call, right? And the main line is 1-876-537-3044, or 779-8512, 779-8502, or 512-9259, right? So you can check that out. As I said, I gave you a lot of numbers, but if
It
you
will
really
be,
want to
I
get
will
to
add
know
it to
stuff,
the show notes. So they'll have it for the show notes, and the Jamaican
yes.
code is 876. And again, as she said,
Hmm.
Iconic Travels and the tours is
And then
worldwide.
likewise, Raquel, I would love to tell people, if you're international, we're also a registered company in the USA, so you can make payments via Bank of America account. So it's there's multiple ways of doing business with us.
Yes.
Right, so you don't have to worry about that with your credit card. You can make payment on the website. So it's whichever works for you best.
Right, right. I love it. I love it. And in closing, Kasika, is there any, scripture or mantra or affirmation or a one-liner thing that you listen to that definitely keep you in alignment with your goals and what it is that you have planned out for your life? And if so, could you share it with us?
All right, so um uh, my mantra basically is greatness is not given, it's achieved.
Mm,
It's something that I live by, right? There was a point when I was wavering with whether or not, I wanted to continue with Iconic and or work a 9 to 5 full time. I work a 9 to 5, and I went and got it tattooed on me. And what it basically means is that you you can born in a family that is great and not become great,
mm,
because you will hear that, oh, his father is great, right? And even if you acquire something, you can't acquire greatness. So if you want it, you have to work for it. And I just believe that to the core. So I've been working for my greatness,
yes,
right? Likewise, sometimes when I'm having major challenges, like day-to-day work challenges, or just because of the whole being overwhelmed by going to school full time, as well as operating, being the head of these businesses. My little song that I always sing is something that my grandma would sing. Is Rock of Ages cleft for me? Let me hide myself in thee. So those are the two things that I basically
I love
live by. So I constantly remind myself that I need to work for my greatness, as well as whenever I'm having my challenges, I try to escape in God. Ask Him to let me hide myself in Him.
that.
Trust Him, and what He has destined for me. So that's basically it.
I love it. I love it. And it speaks to your work ethic. It speaks to your faith. It speaks to, what you believe in and what you're continuously working towards. And sharing that, sharing your successes and creating opportunities and opening up doors for other people as well. So I'm very proud to call you friend, and I'm so honored that you were able to come on to this podcast to lend your knowledge
I
and your
wouldn't miss it. I swear
yeah.
I would not miss it. I would not miss it, because I've been watching your progress. So I know, and I wanted to be from the moment you said Kaseka, I'm like, yes, because I've been seeing your progress. And I too, I'm cheering for you, because you're doing great things and giving the opportunity for persons to learn, right? That is the best. A teacher is one of the most important person in this world, right? Because what people must understand is that when you teach somebody something, nobody can take that from them. You could dissect their brain, but you can't take out what they have been taught. So you're very important, and I'm proud of you for taking on this role. And I wish you all the best. And likewise, I wish all your audience all the best. And remember, if you want it, go get it.
If you want it, go get it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much, my sister. And that's it. On another episode at Your Purpose and Business podcast, and ensure to go check out Iconic Travels events and her tours. And again, guys, don't wish for it, work for it, as the famous Usain Bolt would say. And I'm also gonna leave with what Kasika just shared. Greatness is
Not given,
uh-huh,
it's achieved.
it's achieved. Bye for now, guys, and also remember, be good to yourself. Talk to you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. If you've loved this episode, let's stay in touch. Head over to raquelwalters.com and subscribe to my email list so that I can send you updates on new episodes, exclusive motivational nuggets, and insider knowledge that's only shared when you join our community. Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and leave a review, as I want to know your thoughts about every episode. Follow me on Instagram at Your Purpose and Business Podcast. And remember, your life is beautiful and this is a part of your journey. So embrace it. Speak to you soon.